it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be another recent reads. First is Lo and Behold, a graphic novel by Wendy Moss, illustrated by Gabi Mendez. When you're named after a 250-year-old tortoise, you grow up believing life is full of possibilities and wonder. But ever since Addie's family got turned upside down, those things have been harder for her to see. The last thing she wants to do is make a new friend. But when her dad's summer job takes them across the country, Addie meets Mateo and finds herself caught up in an exciting project. With the help of a virtual reality headset, she's suddenly scaling castle walls, dodging angry kittens, and seeing the world in whole new ways. Plus, she has an idea that could be bigger than anything she's imagined before. But can she right some wrongs first, or is it too late? This was a unique and surprisingly heartwarming graphic novel. This has so much emotion, heart, meaning, and so many great messages. I love the VR aspect and the use behind them. This covers hard topics like addiction, death, and being separated from a parent very well in my opinion. Family, friendship, and healing were the core of this story to me. Highly recommend it. I think there's going to be more, and I'm excited. Had a really great time. Then I read You Are Here, Connecting Flights. HarperCollins had sent me this. And it's by 12 different authors. 12 different Asian American authors, edited by L&O. So it's written by Traci, Chee, Chen, Meredith, Ireland, Jung, Erin, Entrada, Kelly, Minh Lee, Grace Lynn, L&O, Linda Sue Park, Randy Ribay, Christina Soontornvat, and Susan Tan. In a crowded Chicago airport, an incident at TSA impacts 12 young Asian Americans, all strangers to one another before this day. As events cause their journeys to intertwine, they discover the challenges of friendship, the perils of younger siblings, the power of words, and the unexpected significance of a blue Stratocaster electric guitar. This is such an engaging and meaningful read. 12 different Asian American authors, like I said, wrote this story depicting 12 experiences in an airport by different Asian American kids. And this shows the importance for standing up for what's right and standing against what is clearly wrong. Using our voice is so important. All of these kids were so brave and so strong, and in circumstances they never should have been put in to have to be brave and strong in the first place. Great engaging writing with great kids in each story. And even though there are 12 different writers, the stories flow together effortlessly and all connect. Just highly recommend. And the illustrator is Chen. And then The Color of Hope by Mackenzie, who I can just now say he's a favorite author. Illustrator is Marco Guadalupe. Years ago, the Emperor used dark magic to steal all the color from the world. Now he keeps it for himself, enjoying its life-giving power while everyone else must exist in cold shades of gray. That is until a miracle baby is born. Everything she touches turns to color, but the child's life is in danger from her very first breath. Soon the Emperor's murderous ripper dogs in black coats come hunting. Can the girl and her adoptive father survive in the forest, and what will it take to return color and hope to the world? I just love this author's writing so much. This was just phenomenal, just like his other books. It's such a thought-provoking read, how we treat others who may be different in any way, and how then in turn it feels to be the different or excluded one. The colors the author brings to life with his words in this gray world are vividly descriptive and beautiful. Endearing, superbly done characters. Hope's such a great main character. Sandy has my heart, as does Oliver and Odd. So many amazing characters, as you can tell. Beautiful writing with great detail and such creative story, filled with imagination. So heartwarming, but also filled with suspense and mystery and danger at times. Just highly recommend. I read The Oasis King, The Oasis Chronicles by Mark David Pullen. And cover design, Rachel Lopez. While on a break from school, cousins Dylan, Jack, and Trip are spending their vacation together at their grandmother's farm. Expecting a safe, uneventful stay, their expectations are upended when a strange package arrives, thrusting them into adventure as they learn the truth of a long-hidden family secret. Dreams soon become reality as the boys are swept away to the Valley of the Oasis, a primal paradise where monsters and danger lurk around every corner. They find refuge with a lone hunter and his dogs who have lost track of time and appear trapped in this magical land. Pursued by a strange green-skinned being from another time and place who seeks to escape the Valley of the Oasis, the boys worry that they too are trapped with no way home. This was a fun adventure I think younger kids would enjoy, especially younger boy readers. I didn't understand some things and think more page time devoted to fleshing things out more would have helped with that. But overall, it was a fun adventure, and I think kids would enjoy, like I said. Oh, and the author had sent this to me. And then Please Return to The Lands of Luxury by Tilton, who was an Instagram friend, and he had sent me a copy. Thank you so much. Cover is by Sylvia B. Never say it right. Jane lives on an island of trash, and even though she has to scavenge garbage and deal with sinister robots, she still loves her home. It's all she's ever experienced, from her most cherished memories to her foggy past that she can't quite remember. But when a doll shows up in the latest batch of garbage, everything changes. Unlike the rest of the junk, the doll is in excellent condition, including its tag, which reads, "Please return to Gloria Thatcher." Convinced it arrived by accident, Jane vows to return the doll to its rightful owner. There's just one problem. Nobody has left the island before, thanks to the tyrannical robots guarding the docks, a dangerous place with a mysterious history. Will Jane find safe passage to the lands of luxury? Will she uncover the secrets of her past? This was a great adventure. This was such a unique and creative idea for a story, and so well done. The 3 kids each have something vital they bring to the story and are so loyal and so supportive. Loved the pace and how everything unfolds. The conclusion was great and very satisfying. Such a heartwarming story that just got me in all the feels in the best ways at certain parts. Just had such a great time with this. Can't wait for more from this author. And then I had 2 books by this author, so I decided to read them back to back after finishing my cherished Cotter books. This is Skary, Childrin, and the Carousel of Sorrow by Katy Towell, and she's also the illustrator. Adelaide Foss, Maggie Borland, and Beatrice Alfred stick out like sore thumbs at Widowsbury's Madame Gertrude School for Girls. They're known by their classmates as scary children, unfairly targeted because of their peculiarities. Adelaide has an uncanny resemblance to a werewolf, Maggie is abnormally strong, and Beatrice claims to be able to see ghosts. She's also an atrocious speller. The girls spend a good deal of time isolated in the school's inhospitable library and detention. But when townspeople mysteriously begin to disappear, the girls must join together and put their unusual talents to work. Aided by the inventions of Stephen Weller, son of the cook at the neighboring Rudyard School for Boys, they're determined to find out who's behind the abductions. Will they be able to save Widowsbury from a 12-year-old curse? This was such a unique and thrilling read. I just loved it. It was so deliciously creepy with amazing and endearing characters. Such a great writing style as well. And this author not only is a great storyteller, like I said, but she's an illustrator. She illustrated the cover and the illustrations inside. This has mystery, danger, suspense, atmosphere, heart, imagination, and more. Some great messages throughout too. A unique, creepy story I just loved. And then I read A Bit of Earth by Karuna Riazi. HarperCollins had sent me this. Thank you so much. The illustrator is Shreya Gupta. Maria Latif is difficult to be around. Anyone will tell you that, even Maria herself. Can you blame her? Ever since her parents died, she has been shuffled from one relative to the next, each one seeming to count down the days till they could pass her on. And that's how she's ended up in America, where old friends of her parents say they can give her a better life. As if living with a timid, anxious woman and her snobby mother-in-law in a big, old, boring house is any better than crowding in with her aunt's family in Pakistan. But the Claiborne house and even the Claibornes themselves have a few surprises for Maria. The garden, for example. The garden in the back of the estate's grounds. The garden no one will talk about. The one that's supposed to be locked. The one that Maria must find a way inside. The garden that maybe, just maybe, could show Maria how to bloom. This is an amazing read. This has some light amount of verse blended in with prose, and it totally worked. It's a reimagining of The Secret Garden, and I loved what the author did with it and how she made it her own. Just beautifully done. Beautiful writing, amazing story building, and character growth and development. Great messages throughout. Such endearing, wonderful characters. I couldn't put this down. I'm obsessed with it. It's become a favorite. One of my all-time favorites. It's just, oh, it was so good. And then The Carrefour Curse by Dianne K. Salerni. Beautiful cover is by Scott Altman. 12-year-old Garnet doesn't know her family. Her mother has done her best to keep it that way, living far from the rest of the magical Carrefour clan and their legendary mansion known as Crossroad House. When Garnet finally gets summoned to the estate, it isn't quite what she hoped for. Her relatives are strange and quarrelsome. Each room in Crossroad House is more dilapidated than the last, and she can't keep straight which dusty hallways and cobweb corners are forbidden. Then she learns a terrifying secret. The dying Carrefour patriarch fights to retain his life by stealing power from the others. Every household accident isn't an accident. Every unexpected illness and unexplained disappearance grants him a little more time. While the Carrefours squabbled over who will inherit his role when, if, he dies, Garnet encounters evidence of an even deeper curse. Was she brought to Crossroad House as part of the curse, or is she meant to break it? Man, I love this author's writing. It's so good. You start the book vomiting frogs. I don't think I have to say anymore. Just trust me. It's a wonderful mystery at its finest. It's like a reimagining of Clue in some ways, but with this magical family. This family is full of the best cast of characters, too. They're each so wonderfully written and so different from each other. Family secrets, betrayals, and more. There are red herrings. You don't know what to believe. Just love it. And the journey Garnet goes on is brilliant and mind-bending and comes together so beautifully. This was thrilling and suspenseful. I love seeing the new relationships forming between Garnet and her family she finally gets to know. The magical aspects were also very intriguing, and I love what the author did with all of that and the details. I just love this so much, and like I always say, I need more middle grade from this author. Highly recommend. Then I read Saving Neverland by Abby Elphinstone, illustrated by Geraldine Rodriguez. Martha Pennydrop is 10 and desperate to grow up. She thinks it's time to turn her back on magic and make-believe, things that led to something awful nearly happening to her younger brother, Scruff. But when Martha and Scruff discover a drawer of mysterious gold dust in their new house, along with a bedroom window that's seemingly impossible to close, it's the start of an incredible adventure to a magical world, Neverland. The Pennydrops' new house used to belong to another family, the Darlings, who once visited this world themselves. Now Peter Pan is back and in need of help to free Neverland from the icy grip of a terrible curse, cast long ago by Captain Hook. Martha and Scruff are swept off to Neverland and into the company of the Lost Kids. But when Scruff is kidnapped, Martha must rediscover all the imagination, magic, and belief she has buried deep inside herself to save him and Neverland itself. I loved reading a new book from this author in a different world than I'm used to with her, and it was just fabulous. It was wonderful reimagining of the classic, with it being a sequel to the classic. It's set in modern London, and we have such a strong female protagonist who has so much on her young shoulders. She acts more like an adult than a kid, and she learns a lot on this adventure. Great messages throughout the story. You get a good look at Peter and the Lost Kids and why they really are in Neverland, what happened to them. This is a whimsical adventure full of friendship, family, magic, heart, and imagination. Full of imagination, and also so atmospheric. Amazing writing that just makes you feel cold. Highly recommend. And then lastly, for this video, Charlie and the Grandmothers. Another one from Katy, Towell, who's also the illustrator. Charlie and Georgie Ott have been sent to visit their grandmother Pearl, and this troubles Charlie for 3 reasons. The first, that he's an exceptionally nervous 12-year-old boy and he worries about everything. The second is that the other children in his neighborhood who pay visits to their grandmothers never seem to return. And the third is that Charlie and Georgie don't have any grandmothers. Upon their arrival, all of Charlie's concerns are confirmed as Grandmother Pearl quickly reveals herself to be something much more gruesome than even Charlie's most outlandish fears could have predicted. He and Georgie are thrust into a creepy underworld created from stolen nightmares, where monsters disguised as grandmothers serve an ancient evil queen by holding children captive as they slowly drain each one of their memories and dreams. But something is different about Charlie. His worrisome nature, so often a burden, gives him an edge in this frightening world. Will he be able to harness this newfound power to defeat the queen and save his sister? Well, I didn't love this one as much as her last book that I read. It was a fun read. The world and story building aren't very good for the most part. There's so many unexplained things and unanswered questions, so I was so confused a lot of the time. There are some creepy parts that are good, and it does have that kooky, unusual, weird vibe throughout that I tend to enjoy. Not my favorite read, but kids might really love it more than I did. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. Did you see any that you're excited about? Have you read any already? Did you love them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.